Alright, hell yeah. So we are going to show this process, and you know what I mean? And this is what procrastination looks like when you just got black sweatpants on and you just don't care about anything no more. Alright, hell yeah. So we're going to do it. Yeah, so this should go pretty sweet. I just kind of wanted to at least show you the process that I've been using. I don't know, maybe we'll revamp our process, but literally, you know what I mean, kind of the who cares method. Get some glue on there. Now that glue only costs like 20 bucks, maybe 25 for that Tidy Bond 2. All right, hell yeah. Oh, bummer. That probably could have been a little bit better. But I think this is a good technique. Get the glue on there and then lay it over. And then so now I know like where that is, you know what I mean? So now I know where that's being glued on there. And we'll see what I do. So now, I don't know if this is in view or not at all. Sorry about that. But I think I will come up here. Now I've been layering this on heavy. Again, I don't know if you can, how much you can see or not see. I mean, I figure might as well go heavy on the glue, because if it's an extra, yeah, if it's an extra 10 pounds of glue, who cares? But at a point, there's going to be a certain point where 90 pounds would be okay, 110 pounds would suck. Alright, and just the fact that this is just vapor free, like, super awesome. Alright, that seemed like a lot of glue, kind of excessive. And that was. This is definitely looking excessive. And so I don't think I'm going to put any more, I don't know. No, yeah, that's plenty. Alright. Let's see. Is that back in view? Hell yeah. So now, I don't know, this will be a learning process. I might have messed this up because I may have gotten glue past, you know what I mean, this little section. And once that glue hardens, you know, that'll harden up. But as long as you don't have like complete saturation, then this cloth will, you know, it'll stay flexible. All right, hell yeah. Just gonna pull it tight. And then, yeah, I've been going heavy, you know what I mean? Like, why not? Because I'm only going to do one layer. That was kind of the idea of like, hey, go heavy, get one layer on there. They do say, though, you don't want it super shiny on top, because if you do latex paint, the latex paint will at least, it'll absorb into whatever fibers are left. And so I think we're doing a pretty good job of that. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. think you gotta be a little careful on the edge. I definitely want to highly saturate the edge. And I might come in here, you know, whoa, whoa, whoa. Get that edge going. Alright, since the camera is on, I'm kind of going a little bit more rushed. We're just paying less attention, but I think we're still doing pretty good. Just with kind of lifting this stuff up and trying not to get glue everywhere. But I do want to get this seam, kind of that same thing. I feel like that shifted. There we go. And maybe it's not too big of a deal because, like fiberglass cloth, you can push it through. I mean, this is fairly decent canvas, though. Alright, I'm not going to move it anymore. And we're almost done. See, and I'm probably over gluing it. You know what I mean? This is probably too much glue because this will actually kind of bubble up the cardboard. And, you know, maybe for a later date. Now let's do it right now. I think I do need some sort of like scraper where, let me just try this. Where I can kind of push in that glue, you know, help that glue push into that cloth. But yeah, that actually, it kind of stretched it out too. And then even getting the fiberglass roller, you know, it's kind of like the first tool. That might be pretty good. Alright, let's finish up. I'm just going to get some of these corners. And these corners aren't going to tack down 100% anyway until I actually do it from the other side. But hopefully I can just kind of saturate that corner so those corners stiffen up. And just kind of hold that fabric in place in those corners. Alright, I feel like that's the most glue that I've ever used. But I think that's pretty decent, you know what I mean? There's not a lot of, there's almost no dry spots. Okay, hell yeah. So whatever that took. Yeah, the camera's still going. Okay, hell yeah. And then done. So I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to cap this. And hell yeah. And then just, you know, I really don't reuse these just every day, grab a new pair, but whatever. I'll try to reuse this glove. But yeah. So I was just using one hand. And then so that saved this glove. Alright, hell yeah. Alright, we'll do one more pan and then that's a video. Alright, hell yeah. So I don't know if you can see, we kind of made a little bit of a mess, but there's hardly any glue on that, so that shouldn't be too big of a deal. Like over here, there's some dried glue, and that's ready to be laid down on the next go. So this is pretty sweet. And you know what I mean? I guess there was probably no reason to use painter's cloth because they have holes, and I'm going to have to deal with that later. But obviously, once you paint over it, I think the painter's cloth honestly just gives a great surface also for latex paint, or if we do the whatever the gimmicky stuff is, that's black and rubbery. Hell yeah! But okay, sweet. So I think you get the idea. And even like tonight, I could, you know, go double on this and do that, but you know what I mean. I don't have to. I think I'm done. Tomorrow I can actually do this maybe, and this. No, because I'll lay this flat to do that. So we'll see. We'll see if I actually. I don't know, because this is all looking pretty haggard anyway. So we'll see what we do. Alright, hell yeah. I think I'm done for tonight. Thanks for joining me. Booyah. Alright, hell yeah. So I got a second wind just after I finished that section. I was like, hell yeah, let's do this. Just because I don't want to wait another day just to do that small section. And it was a good test to see that I could do 2 sections at a time. This flat section is concave that way, so I'll wait for tomorrow or until this dries to flip the boat upright and do that. But hell yeah. And then we even got a piece of duct tape from here, and that's kind of holding the tension on this corner, and so that's looking pretty good. Alright, hell yeah. So we did 2 sections tonight. We got that one and that one, and we're pretty juiced up. Alright, thanks for joining me. Booyah.